Hello everyone, Hermit here, and first and foremost, Merry Christmas! Thanks to your support, we've crossed the 100 subscriber milestone on the Tabletop Solo channel. As a special thank you, and for some festive fun, I'll be running a Christmas solo one-shot using the Ironlands system. If you're intrigued by Ironlands, check out my dedicated video where I break down the system. Now, without further ado, let's embark on the perilous tale of Santa's most adventurous Christmas Eve. In the midst of a raging blizzard, Santa and his tiny reindeer soared above the treacherous Ironlands. Saving this leg of his journey for last, Santa braved the challenging terrain, determined to bring joy to all the good boys and girls of the land. Tightening his grip on the reins, he pressed on, checking off remote villages and nomadic camps as he went. With each completed stop, Santa's tension eased. Just one more village, Greycliff, then my work is done, he said. As he approached Greycliff, the blizzard intensified, reducing visibility. Even with the help of one reindeer's nose so bright, he was unable to see in front of him. The sleigh suddenly jostled violently, sending Santa and his bag of presents tumbling to the snowy ground below. Santa's magic bag of toys, along with, being able to hold a lot, also cushioned his fall, and everything inside was protected thanks to Christmas magic. That's what I'm gonna rule anyways. So I think he dusted himself off and he looked up the best he could where he thought the sleigh would be in the sky, but the visibility was so poor he wasn't able to really see anything at all. But I think that the reindeer were intelligent enough that they'll probably head to Greycliff to wait for him. So I think that's what Santa's going to try to do. He's going to try to make his way to Greycliff, and he's going to try his damnedest to deliver those toys on time. But this is the Ironlands. It's dangerous. It's fraught with peril. So Santa's going to need some things to defend himself with. So he's going to reach around in that bag of gifts of his, and he's going to pull out an axe, a shield, and to help him get around, he's going to pull out a compass. So basically what you're looking at right now are assets. In Ironlands, there are no classes, but there are assets that you can use to kind of build the character you want. And for this, I'm just saying that Santa for this game will be very good at defending himself with an axe, with a shield, and he'll be pretty good at finding his way around, which, makes sense. He's Santa. He travels all around the world once a year, so he should be more or less familiar with the way that he needs to go. Each one of these assets, you basically see they will do different things depending on the type of move that you're going to do. We'll start off with Wayfinder, because we are about to make an Undertake a Journey move. Now, making moves in Ironlands involves the core mechanic of the game, which is you roll 1d6 action dice against 2d10 challenge die. And when you roll that, you'll add your attributes or whatever bonuses you get from assets to the action die, and you'll want to try to beat the 2 challenge die. So right here, you can see our attributes at the top. He has a 4 in heart, because, Santa is, I feel like he's a charismatic guy, and heart is kind of the charisma, the bravery. He's got a 3 in iron, because, he is a strong, stout man, making that journey every year. 3 in wits, because, he's got wisdom, he's been around for a while. 2 in edge, which is kind of like the dexterity range type of thing. And 2 in shadow, which is deception and sneaking around. I don't feel like Santa's very deceptive, but I feel like he is a bit sneaky since he's got to stealthily put presents away. So I feel like that's a good stat allotment for him. You can see under our vows, we have deliver gifts to Greycliff. The vows are kind of the quest mechanic of the game, and you can see that I marked it dangerous. What that means is that whenever you set out for a vow or set out to pretty much do anything, you will determine how long it'll take to fill up the progress track. So you see those 10 boxes underneath the vow? That's a progress track. And progress tracks are basically all over in this game. In fact, we'll be needing one to start our move with the Undertake a Journey. So like I set it to dangerous. That means that every time we mark progress, we'll be filling in 2 of those boxes. So troublesome is you fill in 3, dangerous is you fill in 2, formidable you fill in 1, and I think for extreme you fill in 2 little marks, like each square is filled up with a little cross mark pattern. You make 2 marks. And for epic, you make 1 mark. So it's just a way to add time to the more like campaign long vows versus a side quest, which might only be like troublesome or dangerous. So enough of that explaining. I'm going to make our first move, which will be a Undertake a Journey move. So to undertake a journey, we need to roll wits. So let me bring up the dice real quick. So that'll be a d6 plus the d10s. So, and remember, ideally we'll want to roll higher than both of the d10s. So let's throw them. Okay, so that is so on the d6 we got a 3 plus our 3 wits, which is a 6. It beat the 5 on one, and it beat the 2 on the other challenge dice. So we have a strong hit. So for a strong hit, that means we get to mark progress, which means we'll fill in 2 of the boxes, and we'll get to reach a waypoint. So a waypoint is like a place of narrative significance that you kind of go along the way. So we will... so let's mark our progress first. There we go. So you see I have a token placed in the number 2 spot. So we have 2 progress. So I think this means Santa kind of sets off from his crash site and he pulls out his compass and he has a good idea where he's going. He's going to head out towards that mountain. That mountain in the distance, because Grey Cliff should be around in that general area. So he makes his way. And we're going to roll for a location. That'll be our waypoint. So for that, we're going to roll on a D100 table. So let me bring up our dice. Clear that. So a D10, D100. So that is a 43. So for the location, a 43 is a pass. So that makes sense. We're in a mountain pass, so I think we're kind of weaving in between these great mountains. The storm's picking up. Santa's pretty cold. He has his great big red cloak wrapped around him. He's probably feeling a little despondent, wondering why he's doing this, but he soldiers on. Every child, like he said before, deserves a good Christmas. So I've tied that our vow of getting to Grey Cliff onto the Undertake a Journey. So because we're trying to get to Grey Cliff. So the track I have here with the token on it, it represents our track to get to Grey Cliff and also our Iron Vow track. I felt like that would be very nice to weave the 2 together. Less paperwork on my end. But yeah, so a lot of Ironlands is journeying, so we'll be rolling another Undertake a Journey. So, clear. And we will roll the +3 on our D6 against the 2D10. So it's okay, so we have a weak hit this time. So we have the 4 on the D6 +3 makes a 7, and we beat one of the challenge die. So we beat the 5, but you can't meet it, you have to beat it. So we have only beaten one, which is a weak hit. And I also forgot, let me bring this up real quick. When we had our initial strong hit, I forgot to increase our momentum. So you can see the token, our momentum started out at 2, but thanks to a Wayfinder, our path asset, whenever we undertake a journey and get a strong hit, we can take a +1 momentum. So I'm going to do that real quick. This doesn't count for the weak hit we just did, but I'm retroactively making sure that we have that momentum if we need it. So if you hadn't watched my Ironsworn video, momentum is basically kind of a narrative fuel. You can burn it, and when you burn it, you cancel any challenge dice which are less than your momentum value, and after you burn it, you reset it back to +2. So a lot of Ironsworn revolves around kind of farming momentum. So with a weak hit, that means we still get to mark progress, but we also have to suffer a supply loss, and we get to roll another waypoint. So as you can see, I brought up some tokens for all of our tracks up there. We have the health track, which is basically our HP. Spirit is our mental fortitude, excuse me. And supply represents, it's an abstraction of how prepared we are. So I think that as Santa was adventuring along, maybe he tore his cloak, going through some brush, something like that, so he's a little less prepared. So move down to +4. There are some instances where you might have to roll on supply, so we'd want a higher number versus a lower number. So yes, we get to do more progress, so we're at 4, and we get to roll a location. So we'll roll for our location waypoint. So that is a 72. 72 will be a lake. So I think we come across a frozen lake. I think we might have to cross that frozen lake. So this might lead to another roll that we get to do. So I think Santa, he is faced with this great large frozen lake, and he'll have to do his best to cross it without breaking the ice, without falling and hurting himself. So we'll have to do a face danger roll. The snow continues to fall as Santa approaches the frozen lake. He'll have to cross it to get to Great Cliff. He's not really looking forward to this prospect, but he'll have to make a face danger roll. So for face danger, when you attempt something risky or react to an imminent threat, envision your action and roll. So we can choose different stats to roll on for this. We can choose to either roll with speed, agility, or precision, so that's edge. With charm, loyalty, or courage, that's heart. With aggressive action, forceful defense, strength, or endurance, roll iron. For deception, you roll shadow, obviously. With expertise, we'll roll wits. So I think Santa's just going to bravely roll. He'll roll on heart. So he's just going to step out. He has his goal in sight, and he's just going to be single-minded. He is delivering these presents. So we are going to bring up dice. We're going to bring up our character sheet. So you can see that we have a +4 to heart. So we are going to roll on that. D6, 2 D10s. So that is a 4 plus a 4, which is an 8. We roll a 9 on one of the challenge dice and a 7 on the other. So it is a weak hit. So for a weak hit, we succeed in crossing the lake, but it also means we have to choose a kind of bad outcome. So we can either choose to lose a momentum, so we're delayed, we lose advantage, we face a new danger. We're tired or we're hurt, so we could do a harm. We could endure harm, which means that we lose one of our hit points. We could endure stress, which means we could lose one of our spirit points. We could suffer resource loss. I think that we'll just I think that we'll just suffer a momentum loss. So instead of being a +3 momentum, we will go to +2. So I think we kind of lose a little bit of time. Santa was stepping with purpose, trying to make sure he did not fall through the ice. But yeah, we have made it across the lake, and that means that we will be doing another Undertake a Journey roll. So, as you know before, it'll be a d6 versus 2d10. We'll add our wits to that. Sorry, there isn't a whole lot of engaging gameplay, but this is a more narrative game, and we're kind of following Santa through this journey. Alright, so that is a 4. The 1 plus a 3 on the d6 makes 4. It beats the 3 on one of the d10s, but does not beat the 8, so it is another weak hit. So bright side, we do get to move up too, so we're over halfway done. So we're getting there, but we do lose more supply. I think what little bit of food and other supplies Santa had with him is kind of... He didn't have enough to do such a long, arduous journey. He wasn't expecting this, so he might have not had a whole lot on him. So whatever supplies he had is starting to dwindle a bit, so we have +3 supply. But now that means we get to roll for another location, so we will do that. We'll roll another D100 on our location table. So that is a 30. For 30, that will be a road. I think first and foremost, Santa takes note of how well worn the path is ahead of him, even in the snow. People have been coming through here, so this is a good sign. He is on the correct path. He's going to continue on with his journey. He feels his step getting a little bit lighter as he knows that soon he'll be able to, hopefully, if his reindeer have made it to Grey Cliff, he'll be able to drop off the gifts and head back home. So we're going to do an Undertake a Journey roll. All right, and we throw it. So that is a 5 plus a 3, so that is an 8 on the d6, and that beats both of the d10s. So one of the d10s was 2, the other was 7. So this is a strong hit. We love to see it. So first things first, Wayfinder means that we get to take a +1 to momentum. Oh. +1 to momentum. And then we will 1, 2. We are very close to filling this up. We could roll before we reach 10. We could roll. We could do a we could do a reach your destination move, which is a progress move. That means we get to roll on the filled progress track, but I don't want to risk doing a not filled one. So we are just going to continue along. So we've got to roll up our next location for the waypoint. So let's roll it up. Another D100. That is a 23. So it says a 23 to 24 is a swap. I don't like that idea. So one thing you can do is kind of reverse the numbers you see. So instead of doing a 23, we'll do a 32 and see if we like that better. And the 32 is a tree. So I kind of like that. I like that better. So I think Santa's going to come across a very large tree. I don't want to get too preachy, but Christmas time is a very good time to reflect a bit. You are surrounded by your friends and family, and you are enjoying a bit of time removed from your normal schedule. You're kind of outside that normal flow of time. And I think Santa is enjoying that too. He is, as he leaves the road that he was on, he takes note of this very large fir tree kind of set up against the backdrop of this beautiful snowy night sky. And it reminds him that, you know, though he works very hard and that he is depended on by a lot of people, it's not a bad thing to take a moment out from this journey of life for yourself and just enjoy what you have in front of you. So I think that we're getting very self-reflective in this tabletop role-playing game. But yeah, I think Santa just takes a moment, enjoys what he sees, and then he moves on. So let's undertake this journey, hopefully last time. Hopefully everything will work out and there'll be no misses, but this is a tabletop role-playing game. The unexpected is almost expected. So let's roll that d6 plus 3. Yeah, see, we we rolled a 1 on the d6 plus our 3 is a 4, and that beats neither of those. So I think that very evocative and self-reflective moment is about to get slapped with some reality. So on a miss for an undertake a journey roll, we don't mark progress. We have to roll on the pay the price table, which is a D100 table, which has bad things that could happen to us. So we will roll on that. So let's roll. It is a 100. So a 100, you roll twice more on this table. Both results occur. If they are the same result, make it worse. So I think the moral of this is that even if you're able to take time and self-reflect, you still gotta deal with shit once the new year is over. So we get to roll twice more. So the first roll is a 52. 52 is, it causes a delay, puts you at a disadvantage, so obviously. And the second one, 27. Something of value is lost or destroyed. Okay. So how can something of value is lost? I think that as Santa was taking in the sights of this magnificent tree, he tripped, fell flat on his face, and he broke his compass. So I'm going to rule that we can no longer benefit from Wayfarer. So I'm sorry. That's why I love tabletop role-playing games so much. Okay, so we will try this again. Okay, let's undertake a journey again and see what happens. Okay, so we do get a weak hit. So we have filled up our track entirely, and we have also used up a supply. So we are down to 1+1 supply. So we have filled up the track. I think Santa was humbled a bit. It is good to take time to reflect, but it's also good to be cognizant of your responsibilities. So I think with that lesson learned, we are going to do a progress move. We could either roll reach your destination or fulfill your vow, because getting to Grey Cliff is fulfilling our vow. So I think I'll do fulfill our vow. So for this, we need to roll 2d10s against our filled progress tract. So that means we currently have a score of 10. We will want to beat both of those roles. I've had it happen plenty of times where I filled up the track completely, but I still have gotten a miss on my fulfilling an iron vow. You love to see it. I don't love to see it, but you guys might. So we will try that. We will try to see if we have successfully done this. So we have a 4 and a 9, so we have strong hit. Our quest is complete, and we have reached the village of Greycliff. Santa felt the tension leave his body as he neared the village. He was greeted by the unmistakable smells of baked goods, spiced meats, honeyed mead. He took note of his reindeer and his sleigh, waiting outside the village for him patiently. He quickly got into the sleigh and took off above the town. He secretly and quietly delivered each present to each home in the area. And with that, he took off into the sky and made way back to his home, satisfied in the job that he had done this year. I hope you all enjoyed that. I apologize. I had some technical issues yesterday, but I had a lot of fun recording this version of it today. I haven't laughed that hard in quite a while. I apologize that we really didn't have any combat, but I guess not every tabletop role-playing game needs to be combat-focused. As of right now, we're sitting at 130 subscribers. Thank you so much, you guys. I am having so much fun with this channel, and I can't wait to have more fun with it. More fun interacting with you guys and playing games and talking about games. But, yeah. If you like this content and you're not subscribed yet, consider giving me a subscribe. Consider liking the video. Consider following me on X. I would be very thankful if you did. I hope during this time you all are able to spend times with your family and your loved ones. And from me to you, may all your Christmases, whether shared or solo, be merry.